Okay, tell me about your box seats to the Overwatch League.
We got box seats
This will
for
be
$20.
box seats are $20 for the Overwatch League.
No, they're not, but we got them secondhand from somebody who bought. They bought floor seats, but then their work they got box seats because they work at Comcast, and it's like they get
I
discounts.
feel like floor seats are kind of esports
Floor
defeat
seats are better.
esports defeat the purpose of floor seats, don't they?
Well, okay, so the floor seats are like first two rows in front of the
Yeah, but I don't
players.
need to be close to the players because
Yeah, but you get to like meet the players, high five the players. Like that shit's
meet
dope.
and high five are not the same thing.
Okay, well, but I mean, like in Overwatch, you do. You get to like interact with them.
Okay.
But box seat is going to be still fucking dope because it was only
Welcome.
$20.
Welcome everyone
Oh,
to Girth, Wind, and Fire. That's our cold open.
wow, what an open.
Welcome everyone to episode 5. It's Girth, Wind, and Fire with your boy. Download some mother freaking RAM and the one, the only Cantos57, aka Keith, aka the TSM fucking guru himself. Not a day goes by I don't see one of these man's posts fucking pinned to the top of the TSM subreddit.
It does happen
It
every
happens
once in a
all
while.
the time. Literally
Yeah.
all the time. So we have a bunch to kind of unpack about this past weekend, man. It was another 2-0 weekend and a more convincing 2-0 weekend than our previous one, in which we played some trash-ass teams. This weekend, we played Dignitas.
One trash ass team,
and,
and then Dignitas.
CLG,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
No, GG, Golden Guardians.
Whoops.
Yeah.
CC?
I know. No,
This
so
is my
Dignitas was like a top 3 team for a while there.
I have thoughts about
taking mad L's.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of lead this off with was.
Yeah.
I went into this weekend thinking that if we could pull out a win against Dignitas, it would be much more of a statement win than it ended up being when the weekend was all said and done, right? Because now Dignitas, they look much weaker than they have in the past couple of weeks.
Yep.
And it's
and now we're going up against fucking Cloud9, who is undefeated.
Yes.
Exactly. And it's a big spooky.
It's a big spooky indeed.
It's a big spooky.
I am nervous to say the least.
Yeah.
To say the very least. But at the same time, I'm going to go in with low expectations anyway. So, like, you know, I've gone into this past week, I went in with no expectations. I'm like, oh, we're going to get rolled by Dignitas. Maybe we'll pull out a 1-1 weekend against Golden Guardians. But now, I don't know.
Well, let's kind of talk about this weekend's games, because I think that it's important to when we're looking at next weekend.
I completely agree.
And here's kind of why. We played 2 very different games on the 2 different days.
Yes.
We played our first game against Dignitas. We went hard comfort picks. We had BB on the Aurelia, he's like known for his Aurelia.
He's
we had we had Bjergsen on the Syndra. The only weird one, and then the only new one, was Dardoch going set jungle, which was dope because we've clearly seen that set works.
Set's insane, yeah. And he's good
and
at it.
It's fun to see him.
Yeah.
He was very good on him. So it was fun to see that. But other than that, we've seen Kabe on Misfortune already that we lost, and then Biofrost and Leona, which again we lost last time. So it was still things that we've like played before. It wasn't anything other than the set jungle, wasn't anything crazy and new. And we just did what TSM does. And like we took all of our heavy comfort picks. We had the strong early game. We had the strong mid game. It was a very good game start to finish from the boys. Then we turn it. And on Sunday, we played a very odd game where we didn't have our comfort picks. We had very strange picks. I mean, we went the Kiana top lane with the Ornn mid lane, which we then started to see a lot more of.
Yeah, of course, right? But
and then, I mean, we did go comfort with our bot lane with Zyra Khan, and then we had Dardoch on Gragas, so that wasn't anything wild.
Sure.
But it was still cool to see that.
Yeah. And I don't think, I'll go even so far as to say, I don't think necessarily that the tank mid lane is something that could fit into what I would call a strange game, especially for TSM. They've been on the Galio mid hype train ever since that shit got reworked, right? So they've been, especially back when Parth was coach, they were definitely pioneers of the tank mid lane
Yeah.
meta. So
Jarvan
yeah.
top lane, Galio mid lane.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a time to be alive.
Yeah. Or the
Back when
Camille.
we just
Any of
literally
those that
couldn't
just,
stop winning games. Oh,
I know.
ha,
What a time.
ha.
But yeah, so I thought it was cool to just see really fun, cool flex picks. I mean, obviously picking up the Kiana and the Ornn right off the bat, you're like, oh, okay, we're gonna have a Kiana jungle because that's what everybody's doing, and an Ornn top because we put BB on Ornn top and it's worked and it's a top laner, and then all of a sudden we're switching it up and we're like putting Kiana in the top lane and we're putting the Ornn in the mid lane, and it was just something that I guess they just didn't expect or
Yeah.
weren't ready for, but it felt good, and it felt good to see a fun and interesting draft that they were clearly comfortable on. It was fun to see them on certain team fighting teams that we may not have been the stronger team fighting team, but we played the game better. Like it was
Yes,
just
completely
encouraging to be
agree.
like our draft wasn't necessarily the stronger draft, it was the cooler draft, but we played our game way better than our enemy team.
Yeah.
So that it was awesome to see. It was a lot of encouraging stuff to see, and I really hope that I have a feeling that we're going to need to pull out some weird, either some real weird shit against Cloud9 or some real like campy shit. Like we're gonna need to go back to the Syndra and like the Aurelia, or we're gonna need to go like way wild because I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
Cloud9 is gonna be there. They have a strong draft. Like their draft is very very good. Niski can play really strange things like the Vagar that people
Yes.
just don't know how to deal with. So I don't know. It's going to be a tough matchup.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure.
100%. Yeah. Again, I'm not going to go in with any expectation of it. However,
Yeah.
I don't know. In order for TSM to have any chance at this, they're gonna need to just smash lane, and I think that that alone is going to push them in the more comfort pick champion direction. Just because, I mean, even against Dignitas, they were destroying those lanes.
Oh yeah,
it was insane. And so
I'm a little nervous if we don't get Zyra Khan.
I
know that
completely agree with. No, I completely agree with that.
Out of the last 4 wins that we've gotten, 3 of them have been Zyra Khan because people just give them to us.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that C9 may try and take that from us, but
or ban it. I think they will. I think they should
just take it from us by banning it or picking it themselves.
Yeah. Just because we just don't play the Aphelios, we aren't playing the Senna. Like we're not trying to do that shit. We're doing what we feel comfortable with, and that's what that is. But I'm almost wanting to see like a Bard pick
for Biofrost. Biofrost Bard. Holy shit.
I think it would be spicy. I think it would be so spicy. But I don't know. I don't know if it's actually viable.
I think it would also fucking int is what I think would happen. But
yeah, it might int. But yeah, I hope that we just don't go too safe. And I think that that's the problem that we had the first week is we played too safe and put like Bjergsen on very safe champions. We put him on like the Zillion. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. He doesn't necessarily need to be on Assassins, but don't play him so safe and don't put the team in such a place where we're not playing to win. We're playing not to lose.
Oh, yeah. That's always been one of TSM's main, crosses to bear. One of their biggest issues is that they're the 2 biggest TSM memes, I guess, in that respect would be the fact that they're meta slaves and that they play not to lose, and neither of those things result in success at any point. So they're gonna need to. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have up their sleeve.
I have more faith now than I did last week, and I have way more faith than I did 2 weeks ago.
Yes, so I will agree with
that. And that's not just in individual lanes, like with our coaching staff, like everything. I have a lot more faith in our draft. Like our drafts have been a lot cleaner. They've been a lot better.
I remain convinced to this day that somebody different was drafting week 1. That was a different person drafting because the drafts since then have been completely different in their style and in their, just overall thought process. And it's been so much better.
It's been a lot better. A lot better. I'd almost rather us like draft really well and then still lose the game. Like the worst is when we draft poorly and then play poorly and then lose.
You can't really, I mean? It's like the whole thing was wrong from the start.
Yeah.
You never really had a chance at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
So
that, man.
we'll have to see. C9s, they're a very good team, but I honestly think, if we're being real, the rest of NA, from what I've seen, they're really tilty. Nobody is a very solid team. The only really solid team was Team Liquid, and now they're trash.
Dude,
Like
they're
they're just
so
not a good team.
bad.
Yeah, they're really
They're
bad.
so
So
bad. Then again, all right. So I personally do not think we can pivot for a little bit here. I suppose. I don't think for a fucking second that Broxa coming in is gonna save whatever mental state this roster is currently in.
no,
Because
hell no.
good lord, man, it's hard to watch. I mean, Double Lift getting absolutely BTFO'd in lane, getting solo killed in lane.
Yeah. It's
By
it's
what? What was
really
that lane?
bad.
What was the lane that killed it? It was Keith and fucking
And FBI.
and FBI. Double Lift getting killed by
Yeah.
FBI and Keith.
That's a yikes. That's a
Jesus
hard yikes.
Christ, man.
I know.
I think what it is, I think what it is that he's letting his relationship distract him from the game. And so therefore, Double Lift, you need to break up with Lena so I can
give us
have
all
a chance.
chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be stingy now.
Yeah, come on, man. Look, you got a game to focus on. I'm just over here chilling.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, I don't know what has happened to their team. They have to be able to bounce back, just because they're such like an incredibly talented roster. And it's
At
really not
TSM for the
Schernfire.
last like 2 years.
I know, but it's not Schernfire's fault. Like, he's been playing really well,
Yeah.
and it's just it's tough to be like, oh, it's the jungler. Like, here's the clear problem. It's the only thing that people can really locate. I don't think that it's because Schernfire's in. I think it's because Xmithy's out, and it just changed it.
Sure.
So I don't know. Hopefully, maybe Broxa can fix it, but I don't know.
There's no
But
way.
all that to say, I don't think that anyone in NA has looked like rock solid.
No, not at all.
Our top teams for a little while there were Cloud9, FlyQuest, and Dignitas. And FlyQuest and Dignitas are like on really bad streaks of not doing well.
Mm-hmm.
I switched like half of FlyQuest onto my fantasy roster, and they got me trash points. Meanwhile,
Dude,
CLG
why
finally
am I not
decided to
invited
fucking
your
go.
fantasy league? I'm upset.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll have to get you in on the next one. We were testing out an app
buddy.
because the actual league fantasy, they don't have one anymore. They don't have the official one anymore.
All right.
So we had to test out an app.
All right, Dick. I have a phone. I know how
Listen,
applications work.
Okay, all right.
I've made a couple of applications myself back in my day.
I'll get you in for summer.
All right, bet. That sounds perfect.
But I was going up against somebody who had like all CLG on their roster, and CLG has been inting their points, and I was like, hell yeah, easy week, no problem. CLG decided to fucking go 2-0, get like 75 points on Ruin. Hell no. So yeah, it's nobody in NA looks particularly solid. TSM has been on the rise, being 4-0, but we've played a lot of trash teams. Cloud9's really going to be like our first real challenge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not particularly convinced with the talent in NA for spring. I mean, I haven't really been other than Liquid for the past couple of years, but this spring is really not looking particularly great, even with TSM in there. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully.
Did CLG go 2-0?
Yeah, they went 2-0 this weekend.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did. Oh no, they went 1-1. I'm sorry. They got backdoored.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that. I was listening to that game at the gym, and when they were walking home, I was like, it was buffering because I was between like, I was just like under a metal thing, and as soon as I got back out, I'm like, oh, the fucking game's just over, and it's not the team I thought was gonna win.
Well, that's why I kept thinking it was a 2-0, is because they were like neck and neck, and CLG was like winning the game for a big piece of it. Like, they were so close, and then all of a sudden they're getting backdoored and they lost. Yes. That's why I thought it was 2-0. I'm sorry, everybody out there.
However,
it was 1-1.
You did also remind me of something, however, that that was tweeted out by none other than friend of the show, good friend of the show, and esteemed CLG head coach Mind Games Weldon, in which he tweeted, "He's never been so sad to have a 2-0 weekend. I wonder what that could mean." Maybe showing solidarity with the TSM boys? Hmm?
Yeah, I think
Hmm?
so.
TSM Weldon?
He's always a TSM fanboy, even when he's not on TSM.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
He is. It's funny. Yeah, but going back to TSM, it was a good weekend. It's going to be rough game one. I don't think that who do we have? 100 Thieves is the second one. I don't think they'll give us much of a problem.
Yeah.
I
Here's
think it's 100. It's either 100 Thieves or FlyQuest. I can't remember who, but
my
I'm not.
only my only hang up then at that point would be hopefully we don't pull a fly quest and a
Dignitas.
Dignitas and lose to Cloud9 really hard and then just tilt our fucking
Mm.
faces off and then,
Yep.
start skidding, which has seemed to be the trend for everybody except C9.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I just if we're able to, even if we just stay behind C9, if we're able to keep this roster at a solid second place for spring,
mhm.
I'm real happy with
I
that.
completely agree with you. It's been a long time since we've been top 3, let alone top 5.
I
So,
know. I'll be happy with that, and then really hope that summer we come in strong and we go for the first easy first.
hell yeah.
But yeah, being top two would just still be really nice. It'd be nice to go into playoffs with a bye for once and
Oh,
not have to actually like go in
like the
through
good
the
old
start.
days.
I know. So we'll have to see. But I have a
Yeah.
lot of hope after this past weekend in our draft and in our play.
Yeah.
Um, Everybody that got criticized for the first weekend really stepped the hell up. I mean, BB has been playing out of his mind, um, just consistently. Bjergsen's been looking closer back to form. Kabe Bio is looking really nice. Dardock is continuing to like be a steady hand. He's not going crazy, but he's doing really good things. Like I feel like structurally for the team.
Hmm.
Like I feel like he's really pushing the team in the right direction. So hopefully
Yeah.
that continues and we get to actually see some of his raw, insane talent.
Oh yeah. You're not kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
I'm
have
feeling it.
hopes, but that's where we're at.
I have hopes and I have dreams
It's
and
true.
I have aspirations
Yeah.
and I have memes. There's a
All
song.
rhymed.
There's a song right
Yeah.
there. We're
There's a
fucking
song in there.
just rattling them off. It's easy. Um, but yeah, I think that's again. I would have been more optimistic if Dignitas had a 1-1 weekend or something like that. But now that they're
Yeah.
skidding hard and that they're in the middle of the pack, I'm like, okay, how much stock can I put in a game like that against Dignitas?
And that's kind of how I felt last weekend, where it was like, yeah, we went 2-0, but we went 2-0 against like really middle of
Oh,
the
I
pack
had
meh
I had
teams. And
nothing
I was
going
like,
on last week. Yeah, last week I was like, dude, that of course we're gonna go 2-0 that week. I mean, even the middle of the
yeah,
pack, like shitty TSM that's been around for the last like 2 or 3 years, could have
yeah,
handled that.
yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I think I think things are finally looking up
I think so. I want to believe so.
for the lads, for the boys. Did you watch that Bjergsen like documentary thing?
No, I have it queued up. I couldn't
I
watch it because I
haven't
was at
seen it
work when
yet
it came
either.
out.
Boy, howdy.
Oh
Maybe
boy.
we'll have to fucking discuss it at some point. Maybe during next week's
Yeah,
podcast or
yeah.
something.
That
Yeah,
looks awesome though. It looks cool.
it looks. I don't know what it looks. I don't know what it looks. I don't have anything for you. It's like okay, it's about Bjergsen. They've done a bunch of like bios on Bjergsen and everything. So what else could there? What else could there be? Are they doing like a really deep dive on him, or is this just like about him assuming his new role and coming back to TSM because it is called Reset? I think the
Yeah.
naming of all these esports features, the naming of them has been terrible each time because they want to tie it so heavily into the fucking into the game itself.
Yeah.
So if this isn't about him like coming back to the team, which I could understand the term reset. If this is just like a Bjergsen origin story, reset means fucking nothing to me. It's just pointless.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
just all it's video game jargon.
I guess, but you don't see that in other like ESPN's 30 for 30. You never see that. Occasionally you do, but only when it makes sense.
What about Breaking Point?
What?
Yeah, Team Liquid at Breaking Point when
Is that a
everything
thing?
fell apart. Yeah, you didn't see that when the whole Dardock situation?
No.
Oh, you missed out. It
Is
was
it
some
was it
real
an
drama.
esports feature or
It was their. It's whatever their TSM
whatever
Legends
their
is, but
TSM
for
Legends
Liquid.
is?
Yeah, Yeah.
Do you think other teams also refer to it as whatever their TSM Legends is?
Probably.
Because
I don't think
it's
any
like,
of them
it's
have
not
the
even
production
close.
quality.
Yeah, none of them have any production quality, but I also just didn't even know that most other teams also had a similar thing.
I can't believe you've never heard of Breaking Point. It's like a huge meme, especially when you're talking about Dardoch. Like that's the whole moment where like it blew up between Dardoch, Loco,
Dude,
and Piglet.
I also have another super confession to make. I completely missed the boat on the 200 years experience meme. I don't know what that means.
What?
I know. Look, I know everybody's been spamming it, and I just don't get it.
Oh man.
What? What did I miss?
Okay, Boomer.
Here we go. Hang on.
Okay,
Here,
Boomer.
let me. Fuck you. Let me do the thing. Here we go.
Here's a summary from Wikipedia.
Meme review
is a catchphrase and internet meme that gained popularity among younger cohorts from 2019, used to dismiss or mock attitudes stereotypically attributed to the baby
Google is telling me what
generation.
okay Boomer means.
Yes, yeah. Oh, because you said okay Boomer, it thought you said okay Google, and then you said okay Boomer again.
Yes, correct. And now my phone's trying to do it too.
Literally, I'm working on it as we speak, buddy. I am an engineer.
All right, so
fix this. Anyway, go ahead.
The over 200 years experience was about a Wukong change that a Wukong main came in and was like, I think he said like, you're taking away all his damage. He now deals no damage. And then somebody from Riot, I can't remember who, came back and was like, we take the opinions of like all these play testers, which adds up to over 200 plus years of gaming experience or something like that. Like that was like kind of his response to their balancing.
That's pretty memeable.
And
that's pretty memeable.
That's the exact reaction that everybody had. They were like,
like, I do not think that's how that works.
I don't know if that mathematically is true, but I also don't know if that's something that you should use as ammo. So.
Oh, I hate it. Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I have over 200 years of experience making TSM fan content. Jesus Christ, I hate it.
Yeah. So
that's some fucking small indie company shit is what that is.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Exactly
that's some fart in your face small indie company shit.
At least they're branching out. They've earned the S. They finally earned the S.
That's right. Have
Riot
you played any
Games.
Legends of Runeterra?
No. Sean does all the time, and I just never
Sean loves it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's very good if you're a card game person.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
did you see
a while back, but it just was not for me.
Not your thing.
Well,
did you see that the CSGO, I think it's a CSGO caster, played Project A, which is Riot's
FPS.
first-person shooter, and said that it was like the best game since CSGO. So,
but hear me out. But CS:GO is not a good game.
But for somebody who's like a CS:GO fan and FPS fan, apparently it says a lot that he's endorsing it that much. I don't know though. I really don't.
A shooting video game that doesn't allow you to aim down a sight, never appealed to me. Never appealed to me.
Yeah, it's
like Half-Life. I will grant a fucking pass to Half-Life.
That's fair.
If you count, yeah, I'll grant a pass to Half-Life, and there are probably some others that I'm very obviously missing. But yeah, all things considered. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, I tried to get into card games a while back, but when I got into card games, so specifically I started playing Hearthstone. And specifically what I was looking for was almost like a replacement to all the shitty casual games I was playing on my phone. So I'm like, oh, if I'm ever like waiting at the doctor's office or I'm like in line at the DMV, I can pop open my phone and play a quick old game of Hearthstone. That is not how that fucking works. You have to be so invested to even think about trying to win that game. Like, it got to a point, I was like, I'd be sitting at the doctor's office or whatever, and I'd, pop up on my phone real quick. I'm like, why not? I'll try a game of Hearthstone. Get fucking blasted in like 25 seconds, and I'm like, all right, this is not for me. It just wasn't, I'm not about that kind of commitment for that type of game. I don't know.
Welcome to the non-TSM TSM podcast, ladies and gentlemen, where we talk about TSM a little bit and then a lot of other random shit.
TSM has a Hearthstone player, right? They have Kripparrian?
Yeah, Kriparian, that's it.
Yeah.
We got rid of all of our competitive ones. We
I mean,
got
fuck
rid
it.
of
They have Kriparian.
Trump
It counts.
and
It's therefore tangentially
Sidonia.
relevant.
That's right.
If we
That's
say
right.
his name, it makes the whole conversation relevant.
Speaking of Hearthstone.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll throw it in here before we end it. And I talked to you a little bit before the stream. If we're not just talking about League, let's encourage people to go check out Rainbow Six Siege.
Yes,
it
absolutely.
looks fucking dope. TSM is currently in the winners finals, which means if we win it, we're going to the grand finals. If we lose, we play in the losers finals, to then hopefully go to the grand finals. We've only dropped like one. I think we dropped one game in groups and then one game in playoffs. And we've just been going. Yeah, we've been going hard. No, it was just the one game in groups, and that's it. So they're a great
getting
team.
Out of groups in League of Legends. Wow.
I know. It can't happen only in other games. Yeah. But we're now confirmed a top 3 team in the world, which is huge. It's awesome, especially since we're like a new roster.
Really?
Yeah, for the most part. We just recently brought somebody new in. So, and our coach is new.
You love to see it happen.
You love to see it. It's really a lot of fun. They're a great team with a lot of great personalities. Reminds me a lot of the League team in terms of personalities. Definitely go check it out. Go support them. I don't know if anybody's going to see it, but it's Friday the 14th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Rainbow Six Invitational Twitch. Definitely go check them out. They're playing against Space Station Gaming, who's like one of the best teams in North America. So it's going to be rough. They're actually the one team that gave us our loss in groups. So hopefully we're able to actually turn around and take it.
Interessante.
Yeah. The UI looks good. Like it's probably one of the best viewing experiences for an esport.
That's hard to do for an FPS, man.
It is not easy, and they do a great job.
Yeah.
So I highly, highly encourage everybody to go check it out.
You know the saying. You watch Gus Johnson and Eddie Burback. Boys support boys. So support the boys.
And as BB would say, always touch your boys.
Always. I forgot about that.
Always touch your boys.
I love Broken Blade. I fucking love that, man. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. I watched the most recent TSM Legends. That shit killed me.
I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
We got to try and get him on the podcast.
Oh, my gosh. That'd be so fun.
We got to try and get him.
We do.
I don't know who we need to contact to make that happen, but.
Parth.
Just fucking hit up Parth immediately.
Just spam Parth.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to probably try and add him immediately after this on Twitter. Like, yo, can you spare your boys?
Yeah. Give us a guest.
Yeah, exactly. God, that'd be awesome.
It'd be so good.
Absolutely. All righty. Cool. Well, it's been a good one. It's been a grand old fucking time, as it usually is, sir. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful journey.
Happy to do it.
Thank you for joining us on our wonderful journey, where we will one day assimilate into one all-knowing TSM knowledge base. That's the plan. So, thank you for watching. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully we do well this weekend. Let's go. Again, watch the Rainbow Six tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
Eastern, yeah.
On the Twitch Rainbow Six Siege Invitational. Twitch.
Yep.
Make it happen.
Yep.
We will see you guys later. Thank you once again. Bye-bye.